Hey, True Believers, England team here. Once again, I'm red. Why am I red? I don't know. Anyway, here with another batch of new comic book reviews led by the Hellions in the Hellfire Gala. I've been wanting to follow these. Now, if you've seen the other two videos, surprise, surprise, I've been liking them, which is something because that is not something I could say about this new incarnation of the Hellfire Club. I just haven't been, or Hellfire Club, of X-Men. I just haven't cared for them. We've got that. We've got the Lighthouse. We've got Batman and Catwoman. And what else? There's another Marvel. Oh, Daredevil, number 30. Okay, so we're going to check those out. So kick back, relax, and let's get this party started. Okay, first up, I'm calling BS because only a few of these people are in this book, and in all honesty, Rogue is nowhere to be found. And yeah, I'm like, okay, wait a second. They made a big deal in the preview about her and the angel here, who looks horrible in whatever this is. But yeah, they're not in it. Seriously. Although this cover really does kind of give us an idea of what's going to be happening in this comic book. All right, so I am not a person who follows the X-Men. Now, I have read an issue of the Hellions. They went to some fair, and I think Mr. Sinister got sold or something like that. So it kind of allowed me to understand what kind of team this is. This is like the Thunderbolts of the mutant society. These are the outcasts. These are the ones that have killed, that attacked other mutants. But I'm thinking, wait a second, what about Apocalypse? What about Magneto? What about, there's so many others. But the thing is, I think those are very serious villains, while these guys are the ones where it's they could be made a little bit comical. I don't think anybody would accept Magneto or Apocalypse being as jokey as this group is. And this is more of a comedy book than either one of the two that came before it. That works for it, that works against it. One thing I will say about this issue, more so than the last two chapters of the Hellfire Gala, is that this one at least sticks with its characters. The other two were more about Emma Frost, and more, granted, X-Force did a better job than Marauders. Maybe, I don't know, I don't read Marauders either. But it just seemed like this one was about the characters. This is a very character-driven comic book, so if you like who you're reading about, you're going to enjoy it, probably a lot more than I did. I liked scenes. This scene right here where Wild Child is trying to reconnect with an old girlfriend, I actually thought was pretty good. You could actually see his heartbreak. So there are scenes that are good in this. It's an enjoyable comic, I think, but if you're not into it, you are going to have some things explained to you if you haven't been following it from the beginning. If you're just picking it up because it's a chapter of the Hellfire Gala, there's going to be gaps. Mr. Sinister's a hoot. I didn't think that he would work as a comedic character, but he does. And I'm sorry, a robot breaking a bottle, turning on Mr. Sinister and yelling, Judgment Day, mother, just kind of made me laugh. I got to admit. So once again, I got to say, I don't know if it's as strong as the other chapters, but damn, it's funny, and it was entertaining. So the weird thing is this is the third issue of the X-Men in a row that I've given somewhat of a positive review to. This is probably the least of the positivity. I don't know why I'm red. I wish I could figure out how to change the dang camera. It might be because I dropped it 900 times. But here's the thing. It's making me want to go and reevaluate. See, I hated Hickman's work on this. This isn't Hickman. So maybe that's the whole problem. Maybe I just didn't like what Hickman was doing, but these other people have taken the ball and ran with it. Anyway, that was then. Let's get to the next one, which is Lighthouse number 1. And in all honesty, the cover doesn't tell us anything. My cover is the cover B. It's yellow and everything. This is the main cover, and in all honesty, it's a poster cover of people we don't know. So, and you've got a lighthouse off to the left. In my opinion, it's not really good for selling the book. Written by David Hine and Brian Haberlin, drawn by Brian Haberlin, and okay, let's get to it. Independent comic books are always a little bit iffy, you know, and if you see yourself holding a $5 comic and do I buy it? Do I not? I actually put this in my pull list. I didn't have it, and I kept putting it off, Then the second issue came up, and I was like, okay, you might as well. You had it in your box. Let's buy it. So I did, and I started reading it. I'm like, okay, this is good. I've been saying this for the last year or so, that comic books have stopped being written for the trade paperbacks, and they're now being written for the silver screen. It's almost like they know that Hollywood is sniffing around comics, so they're putting out these very cinematic style books, and this one absolutely would work on the big screen. It really would. You've got this, the Lighthouse in this case, by the way, it's based on a Jules Verne book. It's set in space. It's a lighthouse that's in the middle of a whole bunch of wormholes, and it's kind of a beacon so spaceships can get their bearings in space and such. I'm saying space a lot. And in this case, there is a group of pirates that come in knowing that a certain ship is going to be arriving at the lighthouse at a certain time, and they decide they're going to take over the grounds so they can basically pirate this ship that's coming. And while they're there, of course, they terrorize the crew, kill a couple, and it's very good. It's a very exciting book. It's a good story. It's something I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, I gotta check this out, man. This is awesome. I'm looking forward to issue number 2. I don't have it here with me, but I still got to buy issue number 2. I guess I'm going to wait until number 3 comes out. Sometimes that happens, gang. You end up being a month behind on books, right? I don't know if I'm the only one. Maybe you are. But I like the main character. It's a young lady who went away for a while, came back. She's got a protective robot and everything, trying to keep her alive, lying to her in some cases to keep her alive. And she's fighting both them and trying to get the truth out of the robot. It's very well written. As you can see, the art is pretty good as well. Yeah, I recommend this one. Check it out. This is one of those kind of surprise things. I didn't have this in my pull list. I'm horrible about it, though. I read previews. Oh, I want to check that independent. Check that. I got to be Johnny on the spot because these are the books that come out and go away. Wasn't there something called Whale Song or something that people were talking about, and it never showed up, but for like 3 people? But The Lighthouse turned out to be a pleasant surprise. I'm glad I picked it up. Hopefully the quality keeps going at the same pace as well. That being said, let's get on to the next book, which is from DC Comics, and it's Batman and Catwoman. I think we're on issue number 4 or 5. Ah, yes, book 4. And so there was a little bit of a controversy around the Batgirl or Batwoman's new outfit because it's form-fitting boob armor. Who cares? Doesn't people have better things to do than to complain about comic books? Oh, wait, no. That's not the thing to say. All right, so here's the thing. I've said this before. I'm going to repeat it. Sorry, gang. I like this book. It is so much fun. Catwoman, older now, looks out her window, sees Harley Quinn, older now, in her Harley Quinn Cruella de Vil mobile. I didn't know she had one. But she shows up because she knows that the Joker got killed. And she pretty much knows that Catwoman did it. Catwoman, we fast forwards in a bar. She's getting drunk. She just wants to beat up somebody. So she kind of fakes this guy out. And that's this book to a T. This book has been about the decline of Catwoman. And the reason why we're seeing a decline in Catwoman is because of her relationship with Batman. She used to be a thief. She used to be a bad girl. And Batman's kind of cleaned her up. And that is not sitting well with her in the long run, which is kind of weird. I think there's more to explore here. I think Tom King is kind of skimming the surface. On the surface, it's very entertaining, very enjoyable story, actually. I always wait for the next shoe to drop when it comes to Tom King. Like, at a certain point, he's going to get into his own head, and it's just going to go to crap. That's what happens with Tom King. So I'm waiting. It's like, when is this going to happen? We're 4 issues in. Will it happen at number 5? Will it happen at number 6? Will it be like Mr. Miracle, where the last half is crap and the first half was brilliance? The Catwoman Harley Quinn fight is just brutal, and it is really cool. Although old women doing the moves that they're making, I don't know about that. But I think also that there's a lot of ideas here that just do not go far enough. I think Tom King's got a lot more. If he really does do some deep thinking about the themes and the ideas he has here, I think he could have a classic. But that would be also had he already not tainted his name to the point that he already has. Okay, so something some of you guys who've been with me for a while also know about is I think things, oh wait, I set stuff up and I forget and all that kind of stuff. I was going to only do 3 reviews today because somebody suggested that I do these little intros in the middle of them, and I figured, well, maybe that'll help make it the 10 minutes and that YouTube needs for a video. And so I kept out the 4th review, but then it'll show up, whatever, Daredevil 30 will show up in a future review video, because I will be doing more of these. But there you go. Those are the books that I reviewed for this video. Obviously, that was the dumbest sentence any person's ever put together in a YouTube video. I always like to say what was first, what was second, what was third, and so forth. In all honesty, once again, we come up with a couple of really, these are solid books. There's nothing I wouldn't recommend here. I am shocked that I'm liking the Hellfire Gala. I really am. This is surprising to me, and to the point where I really do kind of want to reassess and maybe go over these X-Men, see where it went off the rails. That being said, I think Hellions, while entertaining, while a lot of fun, would end up is the last. Between the other two, once again, I think there's some really good themes in Batman Catwoman. I like it. I like the story. I like where it's going so far. I just think it could be thought of a little bit different or a little bit deeper and made into a better story. And so I'm going to also put Lighthouse. I know I'm putting all the independents in number. I think I did the same thing with the last couple of videos. At some point in time, Marvel and DC, you have to impress me enough to get the number 1 spot. But yeah, that's the way it's going to go for me. Number 3 is the Hellions. Number 2 is Batman Catwoman, and number 1 in this video, in my opinion, is Lighthouse. Have you read any of these? Let me know in the comments below. You know the drill. Click like, share, subscribe, because that helps the algorithm. Comment, even if you're just saying, hey, how you doing? Or how about, hey, I'm a new subscriber, blah, blah, blah. You know, that kind of stuff. That would be really cool as well. If you want to help the channel financially, there is a Patreon and a Ko-Fi link in the description below. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. To everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.